Welcome back. This week we talk about U.S. deportation of illegal immigrants to El Salvador, due process, another Signal group chat leak, Quicksand, a bomb threat on a Carnival cruise over pet sitting, a rabbit in an airplane engine, nail glue for eye drops, and in this week's Am I the Asshole, is it wrong to change details of your life for comedic effect? We'd like to thank our subscribers, Mark Stadler, Colleague Anguish, Colby Jordan, Chantel Stadler, Kevin Garahan, Andres Valles the God, Colton Zamersla, and Pantera Girl. And away we go.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Knowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Shane.
Yep. And I gotta tell you, I was planning on doing that intro differently, but it's 3 a.m. and I must be lonely. Anyway,
Oh, how the turntables.
yeah, it's funny because somebody just commented a few weeks ago that we should do it at 3 a.m. Here we are. So
Yeah, here we are.
thanks for that. Yeah. No, I was planning on I was gonna do my Eric Cartman voice, but my throat hurts and I don't want to do it. But
Oh.
game. Yeah. We got a wide assortment of interesting comments, so I'm just gonna dive into them. Early applicant for commenter of the year in here. We got Rodney Dangerfield, which is amazing. And Rodney says, "Should I do a shitty Rodney Dangerfield impression?" They post about the dead, but a zombie cracks a joke and boom. Comment buried 6 feet under. Thanks, YouTube. I tell you, no respect. This is amazing. I don't know who you are, but you're my new favorite person. This is so great. No respect. If he wants praise, he should serve her some brains. Save the drama for the grave. That's great. It takes a lot of guts to do a spoof of a famous comedian, but I gotta tell you that when I first read these comments, I was laughing very, very hard. And then I went and watched Rodney Dangerfield clips for the next half hour.
Rodney Danger clip? Okay.
I watched that too, but that was at a different time. And yeah. All right, so next comment, I did reply to the comment via text. But, I do want to address it also because Annabelle Wanders says, odd choice to call the Maya Angelou and Holocaust memoir frivolous. I would tend to reserve that description for smut. That begs the question, though, if Maya Angelou and war memoirs are frivolous topics for military personnel, what do you consider appropriate reading material for officers? And I was trying to just, figure out their justification. I don't believe those things are frivolous. I think one book that every person should read is a Holocaust memoir / psychologist study, which is Man's Search for Meaning. Viktor Frankl is a great book. But yeah, I was just trying to figure out what they were going to say to justify it that didn't sound overtly racist, basically. So I have no idea.
Well, you lost.
Yeah, but apparently it didn't work. And I don't know. It feels weird that they would want to ban something like that because it doesn't. I think understanding in general culture and history is an important part of any type of leadership position, especially in the military where you have people from all walks of life. You should probably have a little something about a little bit of everything, but also Why is smut frivolous? Huh? That's important. That's important shit right there. No. But I have a lot of friends that would disagree with that particular point. Bunch of harlots reading their porn instead of watching it like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Clem with the hot wings. I love that name too. Says in regards to my rant about it's fine. He says, when is the last time you heard a woman? Never. Thanks. Moving on. No, he said, when is the last time you heard a woman say it's fine and anything was actually fine? And then he did the eye roll emoji. Hard to say who the asshole is without seeing the interaction, but I do know I fucking hate that word. And then Rodney Dangerfield said, no respect. This is my favorite thing that's happening. But, yeah. All right, let's see. Boudica, the Barbarian Queen, says we should do karaoke, then stream it. No.
See, I read that, and I'm pretty sure she's just
blowing smoke up her ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and tell you I'm the first person to say that I'm not good at singing. And you need a fucking song guest in like 2 seconds, I'm your guy. But if you want me to sing it, you better have a hidden microphone in my shower or in my car when I'm alone. That's all I'm saying. And
Here's what we'll do. We'll download snazzy auto-tune for our sweet fucking broadcasters, and we'll auto-tune some music.
Okay. Then we could
You know what I
sing
mean?
Share. Do you believe in love after love? Let me tell you, there is few people I would feel comfortable dating after they hit 70. Cher is one of those. I would date her anytime, anywhere, because I believe in life after love. And then we have Pantera Girl coming in saying, yeah, Levi, where's my Pantera Girl decal? Since we were asking in the comments. Now I said we're not asking in the comments. But here you guys go. And I'm just going to say what I said last week. You got to fucking remind me, because otherwise I'm going to get a different project started and I'm going to get sidetracked. So
Very true.
yeah. I don't think you're able to see it. There's a guitar laying parallel to the floor behind me on a box because it is drying because I was painting it. Anyway, so
Moving on.
moving right along. Flawless transition. Let's see what. Man, there's a lot of cool stuff going on this last week. Good news. Secretary of Defense did not complete his cyber awareness training because we got another Signal group chat leak.
No.
Yeah, dog. I just don't understand how after it happens one time, you're not like, all right, guys, we gotta be a little more cautious. It just keeps happening. I guess this one is supposedly connected to his family, which makes it weirder. Like,
Yeah.
why are you telling your family who we're gonna bomb? That feels weird, but you know, I'm not in charge of anything, but I feel like this is some common sense things, right? I don't know, maybe not. But
No, you shouldn't. Like, I don't know what you're telling your family that you couldn't just tell anybody. And if you're telling people your family stuff you couldn't tell anybody, you shouldn't be telling your family.
yeah. So, yeah, shared details of a March attack on Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthis in a message group that included his wife, brother, a personal lawyer, and a source familiar with the matter who told Reuters? I don't ever know how to pronounce that, on Sunday. So, yeah, I guess we're not we're not practicing any OPSEC right now, which is cool. So I think we should just have a constant live stream from all of our mission control centers. I think that's probably the next step.
And of the Oval Office.
Yeah, and then it's like that first episode of the new season of Black Mirror where they're doing dumb shit for money.
Dumb dummies.
Yeah, but it's just inside the mission control room or inside the Oval Office.
And the background music is do 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 do
Yeah.
do do do.
Yeah, God, what is that? Fuck. When it's noon, I'll be able to tell you, but not at 3 a.m. apparently. God damn it! I totally know the name of that too, but we're gonna move on because
crazy.
otherwise I'm gonna get stuck. Yeah, so not great. And it's odd that it keeps happening because I don't know. I don't know if you're like this, but I like to be embarrassed by something once and then learn my lesson and then never make that mistake ever again.
Right.
Apparently this guy is not like that. You know, hey, whatever makes you feel good, I guess. In other good at their job stories, the government efficiency thing, Doge, has lost $1 billion. Not lost as in they spent it or it, was reduced in some shitty crypto coin. It was vanished from the records.
Oh, cool.
Like you often do when you're trying to prove how efficient other agencies are. And that's cool. That's awesome. Also, their target goal, like, we're going to save trillions of dollars, is now their initial claim of being able to save multiple $1 trillion is now down to like $160 billion, which, to be fair, I'm pretty sure you could just walk into any government agency and figure out how to save $160 billion. And that's kind of what they did. So, sorry, $155 billion, which is roughly the cost of 6 tires for an F-18. So, tariffs, there. So that's cool. What else is the government killing it at? Oh yeah, deporting people. We're doing good there. We got people who are just getting sent to El Salvador right now. Some illegal, some just undocumented, or some on work visas, which is the real crazy thing. But I want to take a step back because even if they are illegal, even if they are MS-13 gang members, even if they are the person who stole your heart at an 8th grade dance, they they deserve to go through the due process that is part of our Constitution. Like, it's crazy that they're like able to or trying to justify, well, they're criminal gang members. Okay. I don't know if you know this, but all the other ones that we catch usually go to court, and then and then their crimes are punished from there. But
I don't condone deporting people who are here like legally, like with work visas and whatever. But if you're here illegally and they deport you, what rights do you have within the country?
I mean, you still get due process. Like, that's just how it is. That's how our modern society works. Every other criminal that has ever been caught that has also been an illegal alien still goes to court, because if you're breaking a law in the country, then that's like extra ammo to then put you into jail for longer. There's
But if the only law you're breaking is being here when you're not supposed to be, wouldn't the answer just be, all right, remove them?
but
Only
you
if
still
they're not
have
allowed to,
how are they making the decisions is the problem, because the court is not just
Okay.
the court is not just for proving that the person is doing what you're saying. The court is there to make sure everybody is doing the things that they need to be doing to make sure it's legit, because otherwise I can just say Ragnar's an illegal alien and
is.
I'm sending him to El Salvador.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it sounds fine when you're like, obviously, get the guys who snuck in here out. But if you're not doing it through any kind of due process, it sets a very murky precedent, which
Yeah, and
we're
then it becomes a
literally
witch hunt. I
already
get you.
seeing, because there's people who are on work visas. There's people who are citizens getting these emails saying, hey, you got to get the fuck out. Excuse me. Yeah, so not great, but sounds cool. Sounds super cool and fun on paper, I guess. And El Salvador's president is kind of, I don't know what his goal is here. I think maybe this might be a money making operation for him. I don't know what kind of fundage he's getting for this, but he's like, we're not gonna, because there's one man in particular that everybody's kind of focusing on, and that's Kilmar Garcia. And he has a work visa. He's married to an American citizen. He's a member of his local union. Like,
Yeah.
stuff that you kind of have to be an American citizen to do most of the time. And they're like, nah, this guy's for sure a gang member. And then you watch the news and they're like, this is how we know. And then they show you like him in a Bulls hat, Chicago Bulls hat. And they're like, see, fucking
That's insane.
got him, dude. Yeah. Notorious fuckface Jesse Waters of Fox News has a clip where he's talking about him, and he's like, so you're just let's ask this guy to name one Chicago Bulls player who's not Michael Jordan. I was like,
That's such a shit argument.
I know. He's not even, he lives in Maryland. He's not even in Chicago. Why is he wearing a Chicago Bulls hat? I'm like, bro, have you ever seen any person ever? You walk into any store and you're going to find 5 people wearing sports team memorabilia who also don't fit those criteria. And also, I don't know if you know this, but Michael Jordan is probably solely responsible for billions of Bulls merchandise being sold in history to people who don't watch basketball, let alone people who aren't from Chicago or aren't Bulls fans. Like,
by that line of thinking, I'm from Georgia. I'm a Saints fan. I wear Saints memorabilia, and I can't tell you more than like one name, and that guy might not even be on the team anymore because the quarterback was like the guy that I loved on that team, and he retired years ago.
Yeah.
So I should be deported.
I mean, you got Alvin
go to El
Kamara
Salvador.
and Chandler Jones. That's all you need.
I knew Alvin Kamara.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. So that's a dumb argument, but Jesse Waters is also known for his really fucking stupid takes and his dumb fucking face. But and I say that without any bias. This is just what the people reporting, you know. Oh man. I've hated him ever since I watched this one clip. This is when Trump was in office the first time. And it was like some sort of trade issue with China. Weird. And this is before Jesse Waters had his own show, and he ended up taking the time slot that Who's the fuck with the bow tie?
Was that Tucker?
Tucker. Yeah. Tucker left, and then Jesse Waters got his own show because they didn't know what else to do. But anyway, on the O'Reilly factor, the no spin zone, we'll do it live. There was this clip where his Waters World where he would just like walk around and do like a interview on the street kind of thing, like because he's one of those guys who like thinks it's clever to talk to unsuspecting people and ask them questions and then be like, see, like that's some sort of proof for anything. But in this, he went to Chinatown in New York City and was like just the most out of touch, disrespectful asshole you could possibly imagine. Basically, short of like doing the eyes and the voice to them, like he was being as rude as he possibly could, and also like asking these people who live in Chinatown what they think about China's economy. Like, they live in America, dude. Like, this is not. What is that? Go ask a random blonde lady that too. Like, why are we focusing on people in Chinatown? That's weird. Anyway, Jesse Waters is a fuckface, and I'll fight him live on TV if he wants. So, calling him out.
Oh, I love this.
Okay, let's get out of political news because there's some interesting non-political stories that I want to talk about. And the first one is, let's see. Oh, yes, here it is. Oh, I lost it again. God damn. Oh, there we go. United Airlines flight has an engine fire after takeoff due to, drum roll please.
Oil.
Nope.
Oh.
Rabbit strike.
What?
That's right. Yep. Rabbit through to the number 2. That'll do it. Yeah. Boeing 737 had shortly, like, basically on takeoff, obviously, because I don't know if you know this, but rabbits can't fly. And it's fucking must have sucked it up like on takeoff and got up in the air, and they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna go ahead and turn this around. But yeah, pretty sick.
Yeah,
that's a new one. I have not seen or heard about rabbit strikes before. I've heard of the fabled deer strike and obviously bird strikes, but never a rabbit strike.
Dude, here's what happened, right? So the jet set up on the runway.
Yeah.
There's about 50 or so rabbits up on the hill in the distance.
Just straight fucking.
One rabbit comes running across back and forth. His face is painted blue.
Yeah.
They can take our spirit, but they can never take our freedom. And then they just fucking charge.
Yeah. Hey, they got one airplane down. That's pretty good. That's more than the entire Iraqi army when we invaded earlier in the 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty crazy. There is a hole in the motor that looks suspiciously like Bugs Bunny, and it's just a cartoon cutout. That'd be hilarious. Yeah. In other cartoon-related news stories, this is the moment we've all been waiting for.
I doubt it.
A man in Michigan, at a Michigan beach, stuck in quicksand.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's right. You thought it was never gonna be a occurrence? Well, this guy probably thought that too, and then here he is, stuck in the beach, dude. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he tried to lift his leg out, couldn't, and then the more he moved, the more he sank. Fucking Indiana Jones should have came and saved him. But Pretty crazy. Yeah. Never really think about it until there's like a weird adventure movie, and then you're like, man, I really expected Quicksand to be more part of my life. Because it was in every story, I felt like, and we were always talking about it, and then it was just never a thing. So anyway,
or like any cartoon in the early 90s.
yeah. And I don't understand why that was like a good plot line that they all thought they needed. But now you know, if you ever go to Leland Shoreline near Leland Township in Michigan, you could get stuck in some quicksand. Yeah. I don't think this is regular quicksand though, because what they're describing is that this is near a dredging site or some sort of something. This is my favorite picture ever, though. Yeah, can you come get me? No, I'm gonna be late. Yeah. No, I promise you, I am stuck in quicksand. Yeah, I'm gonna be at least 30 minutes late. No, I don't want to use PTO. Okay. Yeah. That's wild. He got out, obviously, but it's just super crazy.
How embarrassing is that, right? You're stuck up to your waist in quicksand, and there's just a camera crew going, "This is gonna be great."
Yeah, the most embarrassing moment of your life. And it's not even like dangerous quicksand because you're clearly like not panicking.
Right.
Like it'd be different if you're like, oh, because then you're part of a story. But you're just standing there, and that's kind of embarrassing. Like, come on, dude, get yourself out. Stop playing around. You dug yourself down to your waist. We know. We saw you do it. How do you feel about dog sitting?
I'm not a fan of it.
No. Yeah. What's your deal with it?
You just don't know how other people's dogs are going to react. You don't know what they're used to. You don't know if like they're going to be uncomfortable in your house and then fucking shit somewhere. They're not, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They're just in a whole new, it's not their fault. They're in a whole new environment they're not used to.
Yeah. Do you feel differently if it's like a friend or a girlfriend's dog?
I guess because you kind of get used to that. Like if you're with that person, I guess if you're seeing someone or you're friends with somebody, you see that animal more often.
So what you're telling me is you would not call in a bomb threat to a cruise ship if you were stuck watching your girlfriend's dog.
I mean, there's got to be some other circumstances.
That's what I'm hearing.
Maybe.
Just me? Okay. No. Man from Michigan, wow, 2 Michigan stories in a row. Let's go, dude. Admitted that he was annoyed he had to watch his girlfriend's pets while her and her family went on a Caribbean cruise. He went to drastic measures, called the cruise line, and he says, "Hey, I think somebody might have a bomb on your Sunrise cruise ship." And they had to obviously search the whole fucking boat because that's like a serious thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. They traced the contact information. He sent it through an email, which is hilarious to me. The FBI traced it and found him pretty quickly. And yeah, he admitted that he sent the message because he was upset that the family went on the cruise, leaving him behind to care for the pets. Am I the asshole?
Now he's single. Am I the asshole?
Oh man. Yeah. I want to know, it doesn't say in this article, but I want to know how long they were dating for.
It can't be long.
Because, like, cruises aren't that long. It's like a week at most.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's just mad he didn't get invited.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I really wish that was on this Am I the Asshole?
I know, right?
That would be amazing.
That would have been crazy. Super coinky dink.
My name is Stan, 35 male. My girlfriend, 36 female. Went on a cruise with her family and left me with her dogs.
Yeah. So I called it a bomb threat. Am I the asshole? Yeah. There are. Man. Okay, well, let's see. I got a couple options. I'm trying to decide which one to go. Let's go to the sad one first. And then we'll bring it back up. This is kind of a wild story. So this is in New York, in the Bronx. A 4-year-old is found in her home who had been there for several days following the deaths of her mother and her brother. But she's alive, so that's good, I guess. I don't know.
What happened to the mom and the brother?
Don't know. The articles don't say, but 4-year-old girl's alive, and she survived by eating chocolate. So that's, I mean, plus side, we know that chocolate is a good emergency food. You know, it got a lot of calories and a lot of really intense amounts of things, but I guess in those like super, you know, trying to stretch your appetite out, probably pretty decent. But that's kind of you kind of hope that she's not making memories yet, you know. 4 is right on that edge, but
man,
yeah, that's tough. So yeah.
That reminds me of that story from a couple years back where they found that 9-year-old who had lived alone in an apartment building for 2 years, going to school and everything, and no one realized that he was just
by himself
squatting in this random apartment.
I don't remember that. That is crazy. Yeah. Okay. Bringing it back up. This lady accidentally glued her eyes shut because she mistook nail glue for eye drops.
No.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Yep. And according to this article, this is kind of a common mistake. Not super common, but more common than you'd imagine. Yeah. Anyway, she was just trying to flush her eye with some eye drops, and it wasn't doing anything, so she just kept using more and more. I have to imagine it probably was stinging, but you know. I can't even imagine that. Sounds awful. The smell of nail glue is also just very pungent, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's why you always smell everything before you eat, drink, or put it in your eyes.
Yeah, specifically in your eyes, because, you know, there's a right way and a wrong way to do most things, and I tend to live by is this like very like, does this smell super chemically? Probably not gonna put it in my eyes then. You know, I'm kind of a lone wolf that way, but I don't know. All right, another story that's kind of random, but pretty funny in my mind, because I'll tell you why, is in Connecticut, some firefighters had to come to the rescue of a small dog that ended up on top of a family's house, like on the roof. And in my mind, they took this dog down, and then as soon as they set it down, it just ran away. And then they got all loaded back up on their truck, and they look back up, and it's back on the roof again. Only this time it's in a Batman outfit. He is the knight, okay? He's ever vigilant. But like you always hear about firefighters having to rescue cats, right? Never think about the dogs. Usually dogs don't end up in super high places, and usually if they got up there, they know how to get down. But apparently not this dog. It's a small dog, so I imagine it's probably like a Shih Tzu, and they're kind of dumb. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I got.
All right. If you made it this far, stop what you're doing. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us reviews over on Spotify or anywhere you're listening. Leave us a review. Comment and like on this video, which you guys have been killing it lately. Thank you.
Yeah.
Our newest commenter, Rodney Dangerfield.
No
Not
respect.
to be confused with Rodney Dangerclit.
Yeah.
But, hey.
Yeah. I heard they're cousins, though.
All right. This week's Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I was born in a car?
Yeah.
Terrible description.
Yeah. Don't ever tell anybody that.
I've been with my girlfriend for over 5 years, over which time I've told her a few fairy tales that were more like practical joke time bombs than lies.
Okay. I respect it.
I always expected them to be found out. You know what I mean. I don't.
Like very obviously found out to be a lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them was that I was born in the Australian brush, far from a hospital. True. And when my mother went into labor, my father rushed her to the hospital in his ute, an Australian pickup truck.
Hell
True.
yeah.
But didn't make it on time. False. And had to be delivered. And he had to deliver me himself in the back of his ute. False. Being a bushy, he delivered plenty of calves, lambs, and foals. It wasn't a big deal. I thought this was a bit funny, and I expected one day to be caught. Anyway, at my parents' place last weekend, my girlfriend brought it up to my father just in passing. My mother laughed, stopped her, and got her to recite the whole story as it had been told.
Mob knows his tricks.
Instead of everyone laughing at the hoax, they all got mad at me and don't understand what would motivate me to make up such a story. I mean, I like it. I think it's kind of funny.
I think it's super funny.
Now my girlfriend won't speak to me, says she can't trust me, and then it's all over. Damn.
Jesus.
The thing is that's just one of several pranks I've told her. There are more ticking away. Am I the asshole for pranking her? Does she just not have a sense of humor?
Well, listen, I'm gonna take this one. I think that girlfriend sounds like a wee bit of a cunt, and no, I don't know. I think this is one of those things where it's like mostly harmless because you're telling a bulk of the truth, and then you're just like twisting a couple details to make it funny, and unless you're doing this with like things that matter, I don't think it does it really matter if you were born in the back of a ute or at the small outback hospital, you know?
Yeah.
Does that really change things that much? Is that important to your character that you're going to hinge this relationship on that? I don't know. It kind of does surprise me that his whole family got mad at him though, because even like when you first started it and said his mom was laughing, it felt like she had experienced this before. Like fucking Charlie, he's always making shit up, dude.
Yeah, he's what's the word? He loves to embellish stories.
Yeah.
Everyone has friends like that like, you know, you're like, they're telling you a story and it's like, that seems a little untrue.
Yeah. Or there's the people that just lie a lot. I don't know.
The number one commenter would agree with you.
Me?
Fairy stories equal lies. Pranks equal lies. Practical joke time bombs equal lies. Your girlfriend found out you're a liar. If she stuck around any longer, she'd find out you're a habitual liar, like most women. She's unwilling to be in a relationship with someone she can't trust. Lies about random shit for no discernible reason can erode trust even more. It makes every single thing you say completely untrustworthy. How could you build a relationship with someone like that. You're the asshole. This is extremely predictable result of your decisions. You might want to do some serious self-reflection, perhaps the guidance of a therapist if you can, to understand why you feel compelled to lie before you start another new relationship.
Sounds like he knows why, because it's funny. Here's my question. If the girlfriend figured it out and laughed when he said it, is it still bad? Or is it just because she's been deceived, you know? Because if she's on board with the joke and knows that it's a thing, well, now it's just a joke. Now it's not a lie, like this commenter says. I don't know. I think that's an aggressive leap. Like, I think somebody with a good sense of humor would have picked it up pretty quickly, but I don't know. The story's not that far-fetched either, I guess, but either way, I think she's mad that she just didn't pick up on it, and now she's overreacting. But I have some friends that I have that they've lied to literally everybody about how they met. I did their wedding not that long ago, and nobody knows how they actually met. They have told everybody different stories. Sometimes they've met at a strip club. Other times, you know, like they've changed it, and I think that's hilarious. Do I think that they're untrustworthy? No, I think they're probably they're probably the nicest people I know. But besides Mark and Chantel, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. It feels weird, but I'm also single, so take that with a grain of salt.
So I'm going to say this guy's not the asshole, but I can see the other side of it. So I think maybe what happened, and I could be wrong, so there's plenty of females that now comment and like to light me up. So if I'm wrong, go ahead. Yeah. You know what to do. I think that maybe it wasn't the story, but it was the fact that she brought the story up to her mom, and then her mom was like, well, that never happened. And so she feels
embarrassed.
Yeah. And some people don't like feeling that way. So her reaction is just to go, well, you're a liar and you made me feel embarrassed, and I don't like feeling like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But I do see the humor in what he did. I think I do think it's funny, but I think it takes a special person to see that humor.
Well, and I think to that point, he probably should have picked up on, all right, well, she's not getting that that's a joke. And probably at that point, like, what? I guess it doesn't really say, but I guess if she's ever brought it up before that point, would probably have been like hey man, just so you know, that was a brief fabrication on my part. Half of the story is true. The other half was a joke.
I think the only way he fixes this, if he wants to, is if he convinces her to talk to him again, he disarms all these ticking time bombs. Because if they're 5 years in and she's just now asking your parents about a story you told her about her parents since you guys have been together for that long.
About your birth, which is like usually the first thing that moms talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably I would just go ahead and be like, look, I thought it was funny. Here's what I like. Here are the jokes. Like, the stories are mostly true. Here's the part that I fabricated to the best of your like knowledge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if she does come back in 6 months and another story comes up, it'll just be worse.
Yeah. You're going to have to do like a full slideshow presentation about all of the jokes that you've got placed around your lore that she's going to have to trip over. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's really an asshole move in general, but also I think to the situation, it definitely could be, specifically around the reaction that he received. But, you know, I think the reaction is a little more egregious, but I do see the point of like, well, I couldn't believe you when you said you were born in the back of a car, so how am I going to believe you when you tell me you love me? You know, because that's pretty much the same.
Yeah, it is exactly the same.
Yeah, so anyway. Yeah. I would be interested to, we have some pretty good commenters when it comes to the Am I the Asshole, so I'm excited to see what they have to say, because this is kind of a nuanced one. It sounded pretty straightforward at the beginning, but the more I've thought about it, the less I feel that way. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh, wait. We'd like to thank our friends, the Real Creature Feature, the Macabre Emporium, the Dark Windows Podcast, the Society of Cryptid Hunters, and, of course, the Remedial Scholar.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender. Oh, fuck.